everyone, I am Daisy of that Daisy Picture, and I welcome you to another tutorial today. So in today's tutorial I'm going to be teaching you how to accurately draft a basic bodice half block. So I'm going to be teaching you. It's very simple and it's very straightforward. Just follow step by step, and I know by now you should be able to take your measurements. So I'm telling you the measurement you need and how to go about it. So without further ado, let us jump right into the tutorial. Okay, so these are the tools I'm going to be using: my ruler and armor curve and this curve. So I'll be using the curves, and I'm going to be using the marker to highlight, so that you can see. I need my pencil. You need your paper, scissors. Please make sure the scissors that you use to cut your fabric is different from the one you are going to be using to cut your pattern. You need your measuring tape, so that you need your pattern paper, and okay, yeah, I'll be using my calculator. Also, you need your basic measurement. So the basic measurements required to draft a basic block: you need the bust circumference, you need the waist circumference, you need the half length, you need your shoulder, you need your bust span, you need your shoulder to nipple. That's actually not really basic. You might not, except you want to make, I don't know, corset or something, yeah, that will need a bit of fitting, or bustier, that you need this one. Under bust circumference also too. So these two are optional. These three, I mean, they are optional. Okay, so the major measurements you need: bust, waist, half length, shoulder, and bust span. Then these are optional. So let's get started. So as you can see, I have a box here already. I hope you can see, or let me just highlight with my marker. So I have a box. So what you need is get the highest measurement. So the highest measurement, the largest measurement here is my bust, and my the bust of this client is 41. So we'll be dividing 41 into 2. So 41 divided by 2, so that's 20.5. So let's say approximately 21. So you can add 1 inch or 2 inches to this block. So let's say the bust of this, because actually the bust of this person is 40.5. I just approximated it. So let's say 40 is the bust. So 40 divided by 2, that's 20, plus 2, just for you to be able to play around on your pattern. So that's 22. So I have 22 for the width of this. So from here to here is 22. So now I'm going to be dividing it into 2, because I'll be using one for the back and one for the front. So it's like when you want to cut your clothes, you're cutting on fold. So that means we have quarter of my measurement here and quarter of my measurement here. So now for the length, what I used is the half length, which is 16, as you can see, which is 16. So that's that about that. So now you just choose any block that you want. Oh yeah, so another thing is, half length, the front is usually longer than the back because of the bust. So the front half length is 16. I hope you can take your measurement. So, and the back is 14. So I'll be choosing this for my back and this for my front. So this total length is 16, right? Which is for the front. So for the back, 14. We need 14. So the difference between the front and the back half length is 2 inches. So I just came up by 2 inches here. just use the marker to, highlight. So now this is the back and this is the front. Excuse me. So now the next thing, I'm going to be putting all this measurements. Like I said, it is optional, but I still want to use this to jack the corset, so I'm going to be using this. So I'll be drawing my lines. So from the shoulder to from shoulder to nip, which is my bust point, is 11.5. So you're going to mark it like so, and you connect. Note that this measurement is just for the front, because it's only the front that has bust. So now I'll just go ahead. This is bust point. This is waist. This is waist as well for the front. Okay, so now the other measurement is my under bust, from shoulder to under bust, which is 14.5. Like I said, this is optional. Okay, so this is under bust. Just follow. It's actually very detailed, so it's going to take a bit of your time. So now we need to determine our neckline. To determine, actually the standard for almost everyone is 3 by 3, but then I'll just give you the formula. So the formula is bust divided by 12. So that's going to determine the width of your neck. So 41 divided, I can as well use 40 divided by 12 is 3.4. So I can use 3.5 for the width of my neckline. So you divide your bust circumference by 12. So that is how you get. So 3.5 by 3.5. And then I'll connect like so. So for the back, I'm going to be using 3.5 by 1. So it's going to be 3.5 by 1. So I'll connect like so. So are we together? So now the next thing is, I hope you can see. So the next thing is the shoulder. The shoulder is 16. So I'm going to be dividing 16 into 2. Unlike the other measurement that we divided into 4. So I'll be dividing the shoulder into 2 because, just at the back. So 16 divided by 2 is going to give you 8. So you mark your 8 inches here. You do the same thing for the back. You mark your 8 inches. So as we all know that our shoulder is not straight, it's sloping. So for the front, I'm going to be using 1.5 for the slope, and for the back, I'm going to be using 1 inch. So after that, I'll just connect to the apex of my neckline. So let me use the marker to reinforce it so you can see it well. So just follow. It's very, very simple and very easy. So you connect the back to. So you connect the back as well. So Yeah, we're almost done. So now the next thing is to determine our chest line. So to do that, all you need to do is divide your bust. You divide your bust by 6 plus 1.5, or you can divide there's another formula. You can divide your bust by 4 minus 1.5. So I'll be dividing my bust by 6 plus 1.5. That's 8.3. So I'll be placing it at the back here, because if you place it in the front here, the armhole is going to be wider because of the half-inch difference of the slope. So you can try this if you feel that whenever you make your clothes the armhole is too tight, you can put it in front. But for me, I think I prefer the back, so it's going to me it sits well. So since this is 1 inch, so instead of stressing myself, I know it's 1 inch, I'll just add 1 inch to the measurement. So 8.3. So I'll be using it. This is 8.25. This is 8.375. So I'll be using that instead of 8.5. So, and I'm going to mark that all across. So that's going to be my chest. That's going to be my chest line. So you can see, very simple, very easy. Just follow. If you are yet to subscribe, please do so. Help us to grow to 1,000 and more. As you're subscribing, as you're liking, it's giving me the ginger to make more interesting videos. And if you have any requests, just put it in the comments box. And you can also connect with us on other social media. Please share our videos. Thank you. So this is our chest line. This is our chest line. Yeah, we're almost done. So every other style emanates from this basic block. If you can draft your basic block perfectly, you can draft any other thing. So every other thing starts from here, manipulation. So just to connect to this, I'll just, the shoulder is 16 inches, so this is 8 inches, so I'll just connect it. So if you can draft your basic, any or every other things, just child's play. So you do the same thing for the back as well. So now the next thing is the armhole. You go up. For me, I prefer, I've noticed that if I go up by, you can go up by 2 to 3 inches. So sometimes I use 2.5, sometimes I use 3. So 3 for the back, and then I'll go in. You can go in by 0.5 or 1 inch, because if you check the measurement of the back and front, you see that the front is smaller than the back, around the armhole. Yeah, so I'll be using 0.5 and 0.75, I mean. So then I'll connect to this point. Just follow. So now the next thing for the back, oh sorry, I did not have the 1 inch to this. It's 8.35 supposed, so it's supposed plus 1 is supposed to be 9.375. So I'll just quickly do that. When you talk too much, sometimes you may eventually so I'll just quickly do the adjustment. Sorry about that, but it's better, or else this thing will be too tight. So when a professional is not there, that's why it's good to cross check. So this is no longer our chest line. Yeah, thank you. So I'll just go up here by 3. So I'll just connect. Okay. So now for this, I'll divide into two. You know, for the front, so I went up by 3 inches, so you can do 2 to 3 inches. So for the back, I divide into 2, and then I'll go in by ½ inch. Like I told you, the back is bigger than the front. The back armhole is bigger than the front. So now the next thing is to use my armhole curve to connect. And you can do this connection after you've inputted all your. It's better for you to do it after you've inputted all your measurements, but they're not the same. I'll just. So if you have any requests, any video that you want me to make, please do so. So you just connect like so. You can see it's looking sweet already. Okay, yeah. So now the next thing is dart. Remember our bust pan. Our bust pan is 8 inches. It's 8 inches. So the bust pan is also called nipple to nipple. Yes, that's the crude name. So 4 inches. I'm going to start my 4 inches from the center front here. 4 inches all the way to the bust point. But please note, you can either start your dart from the bust point or you come down by 1 inch. Anyway, you can do that. Okay, so I'll be using 0.5. You can actually use 0.75 for someone that is more bustier. If from bust 40, you can start using 0.75, but I'll be using 0.5, and I'm not going to be connecting directly to the bust point, but you can do that as well. So most of the time that's what I do. I just connect to my bust point straight, but because of corset and the rest, but then you can still come down by 1 inch. You get there for normal basic. So I hope you can see my dart. So let me just enhance it with this so that we can all see. So we're almost done. You can see it's looking sweet already. So for the back, remember this is our waist for the back now. So you go in by 4 inches as well. You go in by 4 inches. So you can connect straight up to the chest line, Omara, for the back. So I'm going to go by 0.5. Now I'm going to connect like so. So just get your basic block perfectly, then every other thing will fall in place. Every other manipulation start from here. So now, to avoid, you know, when you see some clothes, there is usually a back puff when they zip up. So to eliminate the back puff from the center back, this is our center back. This is CB, center back. This is SB, this is side back. This is side front. This is center front. So it's good to label so you won't get confused at the end of the day. So you can come in by 0.5 at the waist here to eliminate the puff, and then you connect. Usually you're supposed to connect to, you know, the middle of your armhole, and you can even extend. So doing that is going to eliminate that zipper puff, that back puff. So you can go in as much as 1 inch. So we've eliminated that like that. So our pattern is looking sweet already. Sorry it's taking time, but then anything good will take time. Yeah. So now let's start putting our measurement. So the bust is 41. Yeah, I'll be using 41. I might as well, maybe when I'm sewing it, just hold in the half inch. But on this pattern, I like to put a little bit of ease on my pattern. So 41 divided by 4. So it's divided by 4, so that will be 10.25. For those of you that don't know, this is 10 and this is 10.25. So 10.25. Connect. So for the waist is 36. So 36 divided by 4 is going to be 9. And remember that we removed that 1 inch, 0.5 is already, so that's 1 inch. So I'm going to be adding it back. So whatever you take, make sure you return it. So that's 10 inches. Then you connect. So I'm not going to be adding allowance on this pattern. You can add allowance on your own pattern. So you can see it's looking good already. Yeah. So now for the back as well. So we'll be putting 10. You'll be starting after this back off. So 10. This is 10. This is 10.25. 10.25. So after doing this, you just, for the back, you just add your zipper allowance. Like I said, any allowance or whatever I'm going to be adding is going to be on the cloth directly. So now the only thing you can see is already taking shape and it's almost done. So now you know that the front is 16 inches long and the back is 40. So how do we eliminate that? So we are going to be putting a bust dart here. So the difference is 2 inches. So you measure your 2 inches. Just so this is not going to affect anything. So just so the size is going to match up, and then you connect. And then you connect. So when you cut, you close this dart and it's going to match up. So you can decide to use any of the darts. You can decide to cut off this middle dart and then use this bust dart, or you can decide to hold the 2 darts. So that's a different technique. That's manipulation. You can decide to transfer your dart to your shoulder, to your armhole, anywhere. So that's advanced. So as you can see, our basic block is ready. So this is the back, while this is the front. So please make sure you practice and practice. It's very easy to go about, and as well, if you refuse to practice, you eventually forget. Every other style emanates from this basic flow. So thank you very much for watching. If you are yet to subscribe, please do so. I remain Daisy. See you in my next tutorial. Bye.